Coach, thanks for so much for all that you do. You ever notice that people are saying, instead of thanks anymore, when they thank you, they say, thanks so much. Thanks so much. It's just a new deal.
It means they mean it.
Thanks so much. It's like no problem instead of you're welcome. That always bothers me. You know, waitress comes over, puts some more tea in the glass. I say thank you. And they say no problem. Why would I have assumed there was a problem? I know it's just one of these odd expressions that's become popular recently. Like when you order something in the restaurant. You guys ever noticed when you order something in the restaurant and you say, I think I'm going to have a cheeseburger. I want a double cheeseburger with 3 pieces of cheese all the way, extra mustard, onions, and waitress says, perfect. And then you say, hold on just a minute. Now, let me have the fried chicken. And she says, perfect. Well, they both can't be perfect, right? Right. So thanks so much for all that you do. Love the show and appreciate all the great information. 53-year-old intermediate lifter. While I came out of LP, I was resting about 3 minutes between sets. As I have been progressing now, I'm resting 5 minutes between my sets. While I know it is helpful to increase the amount of time I rest between sets to make weight gains, is there ever a reason to reduce the amount of time I rest between sets? Does this cause any beneficial stress or a particular adaptation? If I held my weight steady but cut my rest back down to 4 minutes between sets and eventually got back to 3 minutes and then again began increasing weight on the bar and rest between sets, would that drive a beneficial adaptation or would that just be dumb? So, Thomas, where's that shit stop? How about 5 seconds between sets? Would that cause a beneficial adaptation? 5 seconds between sets? How about 1 second between sets? Rest a shorter amount of time between sets than you do between reps. Why don't we try that? What kind of a beneficial adaptation would that result in? I don't know. I can't think of one. What are you trying to do? What is strength? If we're doing sets of 5, how do you know you're getting stronger? Well, you get stronger when you lift heavier weights, right? Now, how do you lift heavier weights? Take less rest between sets so that the fatigue from the previous set is carried into the next set? Or do you rest long enough to ensure that fatigue from the previous set, not the inability to lift the weight, but fatigue from the previous set, is not a factor in your performance of the last rep of the set? If you're supposed to do 3 sets of 5, and you're supposed to do it with 115 pounds, you might get away with 3 or 4 minutes between the sets. But if you're doing 3 sets of 5 with 5:45, I would suggest that 3 minutes is probably not enough time because the set of 5, is fatiguing enough that it takes longer than that to get over the fatigue. Now, I can't even believe I'm saying this shit. How many times have we had to go over this on the website? The only reason I'm saying this is because I don't think we've talked about it on the podcast. You rest long enough to not be fatigued when you start the next set. We're not doing cardio. We're not doing conditioning. Let your heart rate recover back down below 100 beats a minute before you start the next set. Don't be stupid. are you in a hurry? If you're in a hurry, well, go ahead. Just don't train for strength. But if you're training for strength, the most important rep is the last rep of the last work set. That's the most important rep of the workout. So what do you need to do to make sure you get the last rep of the last work set? You rest long enough between sets to enable that to take place. And if you're only resting 5 minutes between your sets, then you're not lifting the heavy weights. You're not lifting weights as heavy as you can lift them. Okay, so it just depends on what you want to do. If you want to do cardio, you want to do conditioning, go ahead. But don't turn your squat workout into a conditioning workout, because that's what you're thinking about, and that's bullshit. All right?